got the rain check right quick. Pretty much it. Even though he did kick my ass in King of Fighters 15, so let's go ahead.
Oh, he did, and I missed it.
Oh, he recorded it too. Yeah, newsflash. So y'all gonna be seeing that on his goddamn channel, pretty much. Yeah, so that's gonna be coming soon. That's gonna happen. Shameless promo there. Hey, look, I take my L's with grace. All right, so it was fun as hell. But here's this. But anyways, joining with me. Also one more thing, Nugs cannot even make it. She has some things she kind of take care of. So hope she be great and be safe as always. Hope for everyone here. Who's a part of this podcast and also our fans. Do the same
Waffles too. Anime Waffle too. He said he wasn't feeling mentally up for it. So yeah. I hope he's all right as well.
Yeah, man. That's what's man. Also, guys, y'all keep y'all pretty much Waffles in mind. Pretty much it. Like check on him and everything. You are pretty pray to a higher power. Please do so as well. So what we have here, we got myself. Dark Riddler, the voice of the wizard, the voice of the voiceless, LG, pretty much of the dynasty, Sylfia with the cute doggo, and the one, the only man with the majestic beard that is so majestic, even I cannot pretty much, I am jealous of it. That is Shagsworth.
Liar. Hey, I'm mad. I tried to play that on this thing to get him one time, but like I was gonna catch him in something and it didn't even show up on the stream. I'm so mad. I was like,
but anyways,
what's up, everyone?
Yeah, but how are y'all doing right today? Pretty much it tonight.
My food was wrong, so I'm a little upset. But besides that, fantastic. Hey. It was a free meal, but they gave me shrimp instead of steak, so first world problems.
Right.
I had shrimp last night, so.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, I was like, of course.
Shrimp
first world problems.
2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing, we do have a bit of a special guest here, actually, with me right now, and this is Soleil Kami here, my mentor as far as the music and dance and pretty much it. So, and also a Memphis Crump OG, pretty much it, and also one of the most known dancers in dancing. So that's one thing about it. He's gonna be
welcome.
Me, pretty much.
What's going on, boss man?
Yeah, pretty much. So he's gonna be here tuning in as well. If you want to go ahead and see what he's about, follow him on Instagram at Soleil Kami. Pretty much it. He's also on SoundCloud as well as Soleil Kami as well, so you can check out his beats and everything else and whatever. So yeah, he does have an album called Tranquility on Bandcamp as well. With Soleil, just look up Soleil Kami and you'll find it. But yeah, so. But your behind got your money back at least though, Sylfia though. But so hey,
thank goodness, I would have raised hell.
Don't hey, look, that's what you don't say about when you're coming out to certain people, like your money and your time, baby. I
can't.
Yes.
You know what? To be honest, I can't see Sylfie being like how she would be mad. Like I can't see it. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
Honestly, I can't. I would start crying at like.
Oh my God! You fucked up my order.
No, like I just can't do confrontation. That would be too confrontational if I was yelling at somebody. I'd be like, I just want my money back, okay? Like I couldn't do it.
She'd be one of those, like she'd be like she'll probably guilt you into feeling bad, like behind the order, like you fucked up order. She starts crying. You like. Yo, somebody get her a napkin and an extra burger, please. Somebody get it. I can't.
At the very least, like.
Right. Somebody get her a tissue and an extra burger, please.
Yeah. So, all right. Pretty much it. Like.
Oh Lord.
Now, all right. So today we're gonna be going through some topics. Perhaps you can see in the title. First off, we're going to talk about Greg Abbot. Pretty much, he's going to do
hard.
Something that for trying to investigate trans students and everything, and prosecute the parents and such for child abuse, which is he's from Texas, which is which is
he's a governor, right?
Yes, governor.
Yeah.
I think he's either the governor. I think he's either the governor or governor of Texas. Yeah, governor.
Yeah,
I
so
know
we
because
did.
mayors are each city. Each city has a mayor. I gotta remember that. Oof.
Yeah, so pretty much it's the same state that Disbearity and LG is from, actually, because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be specific of where they actually, what city they lives, because you know your damn
Yeah.
business. That's already enough. And also, let me go and say this. First time misplaced. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the All Out Podcast. We all about going on podcast. Thank you for the support. We reached actually 50 followers, by the way. So that's one congratulations to us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much we reached that. This is the episode we did it. So by the way, so
Yeah.
just want to go ahead and let you know on that. So yeah, so now that's going to get some hype in the chat for that.
Yes.
But spam emotes if you any emote you like. But yeah, so we have that. The FGC news, like, I'm sorry, but the fighting game community is on fire right now. Let's be honest, real talk. Like,
For
Right now,
what?
it's been burning for years.
Right. For what? Like, I mean, a lot of them has been called like a lot of like with the whole. I know Street Fighter 6 was a thing. I know. Well, I know we're just kind of going over it. So, like, I know Street Fighter 6 just popped off. They just dragged that out. They also just talked about the before Street Fighter 6. Capcom's got their fighting collection that's coming out.
June 24th.
Right, which is actually pretty dope. So I'm actually looking forward to that. What else? What else? I know there's been some other minor things and news wise that's been going on. Like just some of the stuff within the FGC, but I know you'll probably pop that up. That'll probably pop up when the time comes. I just can't think of any right now. I know there's some people that's been saying some off the wall ass shit. So, yeah. So I'm like, I don't know, like a whole bunch of stuff that's been happening in the FGC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. Also another thing is like create opportunities. Sometimes creators people like come to you trying to give you opportunities and stuff, but it's not what they do you think it is. And so we're gonna be talking about that. Sylfia has experience in that actually because back then before her break, she was like created for a potential battle royale called Ep.9, which I don't know why someone tell me to buy that goddamn game, and I still hate him for it. I love him, but that's one thing I want to smack him upside his head for. But hey, if you seen some of her older clips of pretty much it, she was smacking motherfuckers left or right. God damn, girl.
I used to be good at FPSs back in the day.
Yeah.
Now I've gotten old and my mind doesn't work as quickly,
We believe it. No, we gonna have to get you back in training for that shape, that pro shape. You want to be a fast mo pro, we gotta put you in there. I got you. I heard you. You got to be a fast mo pro. I'll put you in boot camp right now. I got the number to the boot camp dude right now. I got you. What's up?
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. But yeah, those are the topics. So we're gonna go for let's start with the creator opportunities. So I ain't gonna lie. I did get some creative opportunities and stuff, and pretty much I have one right now to do like with something with Monster Legends and stuff and everything. And the thing is, so they said they're gonna offer me $1,200 to go do a plug-in of their an ad and stuff. I'm like, I might think about trying to do that stuff and everything, but at the same time, it's like, I kind of feel like it's like kind of sus, but. That's one thing about it. But other times though, I did get some opportunities that actually was legit. Like there was this, I forgot what this certain VR type game. It's kind of like VR chat but different. And like VR chat, and I actually got an opportunity, and I actually done the whole thing. Pretty much everything, and it's the opportunity. What the hell?
Uh-oh.
Chat doesn't like me today, apparently.
And I was about to say, chat's being kind of ruthless. How dare they?
Yeah, right?
Who starts that? Like, gosh.
Damn, y'all ain't shit.
He said y'all ain't shit. But no, I don't know. Like, so let me make sure I ask this. So they would offering you $1,200 for an opportunity.
Just to talk about Monster Legends and stuff like that on my channel, like whatsoever. But
yo, someone turn that phone off.
What was that? What kind of ringtone was that?
The classic
That was
ringtone that everybody and their mama got.
that's my
Is
phone.
I'm
Yo, I'm
Shaz,
dead.
fuck on
Y'all wildin'. Y'all are wildin'.
Look, I'm not looking at the chat. Fuck that shit.
He's like, I'm not looking at chat. Fuck y'all. But
Damn.
no, like I don't like honestly when it comes down. I believe that when it comes down to these opportunities, I think there's a lot of opportunities out there, especially with the advent of social media. And I think the biggest issue that I see a lot of people go for, they look for opportunities that's already from companies that's already established, which is okay, but then you have to look at like these companies are already established, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what these companies are already established, they already have certain things to look for. And this is some of the things that a lot of the smaller creators, I think they tend to forget,
Mm-hmm.
is that these bigger companies are big, they're already in place. And they have requirements already in place. So if, just because, and I'm talking about this especially because with a lot of still Black History Month, and there's a lot of people that are been complaining about opportunities and shit like that. A lot of people don't understand the other side of that, like I said, the business side, where these companies, they want to be able to reach a certain demographic. You feel me? They want to be able to reach something, certain that they want to hit, or they want creators who have a certain, that fits their stereotype or whatever they have set. And just because you don't get picked or whatever, and you might be a Logitech user or whatever, and just because you don't get picked and you just starting out, they may not pick you. Like, that's the chances of them picking you are slim to none. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah,
And we got too many people on social media right now that's just trying to use that identity as a way to shoehorn themselves in, and they don't belong in there. You know what I'm saying? Or for whatever reason. So, I mean, having opportunities is great, and all, but one, you have to realize you have to have something to be able to bring to the table. And I think Shaz can agree with me on that part. Like, I think there's too many people that's coming up here that wants opportunities that have nothing to bring to the table, like legitimately nothing. And it's not even, and I mean not even in the sense of like, oh well, I'm willing to work for this. Like, I may not have all the skill for this, that, and the third, but I have a desire to get better. I have a desire to want to do these things. But that's different. But we're talking people that literally go look on Twitter right now, and there's people, these content creators that do that are copy paste, that are doing all of this shit, and they sit up here and they beg for front page of Twitch. They beg for opportunities. They beg for these things and have literally nothing else to offer outside of what they got. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even know how to ask companies for help, and then you over here begging. But go ahead, my bad.
No, you good.
Yeah, you good.
I just want to piggyback off what you just said. Okay, I had plenty of people tell me I would never make it in voice acting. I ain't got it. I never do it. Plenty of people tell me that.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting paid projects to do that, despite what everybody has been saying.
Yeah.
With that bitch
but you put in the work though. That's what I'm getting at. You've put in the work.
Things just don't get handed to you. Like you
like
it.
you didn't listen to those that told you that you would never because they don't see that for you. Okay. I get it. People have a look, and there's some people that will say, oh, you don't look like this, or you won't make this. But if that's what you want to do, and you put in the effort to work it, then you can go ahead and do whatever the hell you want to do. And in your case, like I said, I will applaud you any day of the damn week, because you do what you want to do. You find out what you want to do. You put in the research, and guess what? You're getting paid opportunities. What you're doing is exactly what some of these people that complain and bitch and moan on Twitter, that they need to take lessons from you. To be honest, instead of them looking up to these big content creators that ain't gonna do nothing but take their money or take their time away and maybe put them on a pedestal somewhere for about 2 seconds, They need to be learning how to put in work. Point
But
blank.
you know why they won't?
Well, they do it because they have numbers. The unfortunate thing is, and it's unfair, but all of those people the people that we don't particularly care for, the people who are pushing like crappy messages, they have numbers and they have exposure. That's why they're getting the opportunities. They're saying the right things. When people say things that are unfavorable or unsavory to the masses, it's really difficult to get sponsorship, especially in certain industries. Like a lot of us probably won't be like influencers as far as like when it comes to like a gaming company, you know, like
I disagree with that. But
well, I mean,
I know why. I know why you're
but
saying it. I get why you're saying it. I get.
No,
why
but
you're
I mean,
saying it.
like, it's not to say it won't happen, but like, they will reach out to they'll reach out to marginalized, quote unquote, creators first, and then you know you'll like the numbers could be smaller, but still they're getting exposure. For people like us, like we would need to have a higher like threshold of numbers, because they like, yes, because I mean you look at someone like Joe Rogan and even or Tim Pool, like these alternative like news sources, they're still getting sponsors because they have people watching them. You know, like any of those alternative YouTubers are getting sponsorships still, but their sponsorships are a lot more volatile. You know, the opportunities are there. They're a little bit more difficult to get. And I did want to say too, be wary of opportunities, of free opportunities. Like you know, we were talking a little bit in our thread. You know, there's a couple companies that send me game keys all the time, or say, you know, or media packs saying, hey, we want you to play your game. I take those with a grain of salt, because they're like, I'm on a mailing list. I like the games, like some of them, but they're all indie crap titles, throwaway titles for the most part. Sometimes I'll reach out about a AAA title and I'll be able to get a key for it, but it's very, very rare that it happens. But it's just because I have a lot of exposure. Like, I'm always on Twitch, you know. But everyone should be aware that those free opportunities are generally not going to push you that much forward. They're going to require you to do a lot of work for little gain.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And so what you want to do is you want to balance those, though. You know what I'm saying? So I think the proper thing would be to balance the smaller opportunities with the big ones. So like, you want to get enough small ones to where, okay, you're still doing and you're still working, and then you go for the big ones, and then so that which will set you up for the big ones. So the big ones, when the big ones do come, you have a better idea to prep. You know what I'm saying? To be able to, you've got that experience. So my thing is, there's a lot of people who skip that small step, and then
that's how they
go
create relationships too.
That too, but they skip that small step and then they go right for the big. They want the big title. They want the AAA because they see big streamer over here doing this, that, and the third. But then, you know, these smaller companies out there that are legit, mind you, that are legit. They overlook them because it's not the big company that they want, and that's something that's I think that's a big problem.
Or they want to be with their buddy.
Yeah, or they want to be with well, no, I wouldn't say they buddy, more like their master in this case. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, go ahead, Aki. My bad.
Hell no, don't say anything. I love you, Ataki. Just know that.
But anyways, look, I'm gonna tell you about the front page shit. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm gonna flex one time. I was on the front page for a half an hour for a charity event that's by the God Squad, which also that's the same thing that Thyrelia was a part of too as well, pretty much. So let's go ahead and put it out the way. And I did hit the goals that have included me getting a pie in the face. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I just look at the simple fact though, like, bro, like I started back in 2017, my dudes, and on Twitch, and now I'm pretty much on another platform now. But I look at the simple fact that I did not bitch, moan, complain the whole time. even when the first stream team like that disbanded, even when I had to deal with the cookout asses and pretty much and to be determined weird asses as well.
Yeah.
I ain't even quit, bro. Like the only thing I did, maybe I took some breaks here and there, but look, I look at this way. I'm still been working. I still pump out content at like every week. I might have one time, I might have not 1 week of the month that I might not do it, but shoot, for the most part, shoot, you just count on me putting out content like every fucking week because I want to get up there. I want to show these motherfuckers that if you put in this work, you can go ahead and do. And when I reach 600 subscribers on my YouTube channel, oh, it is over. I am flexing like I ain't been flexing no more, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Y'all gonna go ahead hear my ass. If you don't like it, you go ahead and gobble these nuts in your mouth, bitch.
God damn, bro. That boy serious. He said, "I'm gonna flex, and if you don't like it, you can suck a dick."
We
But
talked
like,
about.
Yeah,
go ahead.
For real,
My bad,
Go
Sylfia.
but for real though, man, like real talk, man, work hard, bro, man. Work hard, play hard, man. That's all I gotta say on that shit.
A lot about like front page and stuff and people like fighting over to be on like the front page and stuff, but really the front page will not do shit for you if your stream isn't good. Like you can be on the front page and have all these viewers for a night, but that's going to go away. They're not going to stick around. Like
That is true.
I had a front page feature for a month. I had I was every Wednesday night from like 8 to 11 or something. And for that whole month I would average like 2,000 viewers. But after that month I was back down to my 20-30. Front page really doesn't do much unless you have a quality stream, and all these people are fighting to be on the front page and wanting to be on the front page, but they're gonna be on the front page and have like 5 minutes of fame, and then it's gonna be gone.
The word opportunity is an interesting word that no one actually like thinks about. Usually when people talk about opportunities, they talk about it as if they're owed.
Yeah.
I mean, opportunities are owed, but nothing is owed to you. Like everyone should have the opportunity for something. And I even talk with like my students all the time because they think, well, I need this and I need that, and I'm like, what you need is to buckle the fuck down and do your work and create opportunities for yourself, and that's what the front page is. The front page is the ultimate opportunity on Twitch for you to like, if you're not prepared in a front page like run, then that's your fault. If you're not retaining, and some people just don't like certain content, like I don't really personally look at the front page of Twitch. Really, I don't really go there ever. Usually by accident, but I don't know. It's people need to learn how to create opportunities for themselves in order to make it in the business of content creation, and that a lot of times that means diversification. It means going on separate platforms, different ones, taking the same content from like your Twitch stream and making YouTube shorts or making YouTube clips. All that stuff is important to do because those are creating opportunities for discovery. And we've talked about that, over and over and over again. And those are really the best opportunities you can do for yourself, not the, these little mailing lists, the free codes and stuff. Those are cool. And even like sponsorships from companies. But like generally speaking, people who have like the affiliate link to buy a new PC, build your PC, that's not paying bills, man. Ain't nobody paying bills with that thing. Maybe Co-Carnage or maybe some, maybe Tim the Tap Man, but ain't nobody else like, you get one PC built on there. Here's $10, So those are great. Your real opportunity, your real career building thing is yourself.
Well,
no, I agree. I totally agree with that, and I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of us, and a lot of these creators that we talk about, like, and when I sit back and I watch this stuff, it's like, they always say the same shit. It's like, oh well, we don't have these opportunities, we don't have them, and it's like, if you were to ask them why, the answer you would get would be, oh well, they're not looking at us smaller creators. They're like, well, why aren't they looking at you? You know what I'm saying? Well, it's because I'm no, shut up. It's not because your race. Your race has nothing to do with it. And it's not because maybe it's because you're not putting in the effort. Well, so and so puts in this effort. They got to do all of this. Okay, that's what they tell you. Okay, what folks tell you and what they do. This is why I tell people, and I sit back and I watch people, because it's like what folks say and what folks do are often two totally different things, especially when it comes down to content creation. Okay, a whole lot of people that will sit up here and say that they put in work every fucking day when all they do is they literally sit there and do the same shit day in and day out. Okay, they have people that literally, and I have no problem with this, people coming in to help them. Okay, you got a grip of dudes that will come in here and that will help you out and make your life easier to where you don't have to lift the finger. But then you want to sit up here and complain it's so hard as a content creator.
I mean, it is, but yeah, they're
It
complaining about the
is
wrong things.
exactly. But then it's like,
It's
but
crying
you have
foul.
you got people that will literally sit up here and you're begging for opportunities, and then if you don't fit the criteria, this is why a lot of people were attacking that. Remember that impact over numbers bullshit that was happening a couple years ago, that about a year ago. That whole shit that was talking about the impact over numbers shit. And the reason why they attack shit like that is because they've already said, in a way they've already mentioned that, hey, look, we don't have what these companies are looking for. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attack what they don't, we're gonna basically attack them, because we don't, instead of them, we're gonna make them feel bad and make them basically give us pity points because we don't have the numbers. Okay, it's like Shagsworth said, the kind of parody off of what Shagsworth said. It is. Does it seem unfair? To some people, it is. But how if a business just opened up their lines for anybody, you know what I'm saying, to come in and do, to represent their brand or whatever, how would that look? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would that look if they let anybody in the door? First of all, the value will go down. You know what I'm saying? Two, there would be so much stuff that they would, like, PR would have a fit. Like, the PR nightmare would be atrocious. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there would be a whole bunch of PR bullshit going down that they would have to literally type up everything. Well, we don't agree with this. We don't agree with that. We don't, we at this company don't believe in this. We in the company just want to let you know that that's their view. This ain't our view. Like, you've seen some of that already. So imagine, because there's people that try to lump people in with the company and all that shit. So, like, imagine if they open the door up to everybody. The numbers of that shit will go up big time. And so to protect the business side, they have to have certain rules in place. And if you don't fit the guidelines, okay, you have either two options: shape up or ship out. One of the two. And I don't understand why that's a big problem in today's community, like today's content creation atmosphere. And I literally don't. I think it undermines people that actually have put in the work. You know what I'm saying? It undermines people like us in here, like people like Gothics, people like Joe Rogan, people like these people that are up there, that have put in the work, that have sat there with their team, have built a team of people that are dedicated to them and helping them grow, and for them to just let anybody in. And then also for these content creators who will for these content creators to come in and say, oh, well, it's hard for us, blah blah blah, whoop-de-woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're undermining their own selves with that shit. Like I said, I don't, that's just me.
I personally feel like some of these people are really just afraid to go get a 9 to 5.
I disagree.
Well,
I mean, it could be.
It could stream for 16 hours. Like, what's weird is that they'll break their ass in their like mental health, like streaming, like way more than they would actually work. It just it blows my mind that people do. Like, there's some people who are good at it. There's some people who are good at doing long streams or do it sparingly. But like, some of these people will do these outrageous streams, and it's like, what the like, in I don't know, It does. I don't get it. I don't
either.
You know, and
I don't either.
Because I mean, quite honestly, I mean, but some people are built for this. Like, I mean, some people are built for the content creation space. Like, I don't agree with a lot of people out on Twitch, but they certainly deserve the opportunity to do it. They're allowed to have their views. I don't particularly like them a lot of times, but some of those people are genuinely entertaining. Like, they're entertainers. That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
But they open their mouth on like certain social issues, and you're just like, God, bro, like all you're doing is advocating for victims. And, you know, you're just it's weird. But that's the thing is, unfortunately, the broader culture is pushing that. You know, like public policy is being shaped with that sort of thing. Again, this victim mentality. You're a victim. You are owed something because of something you had nothing to do with. You know, it's weird, and and because of that, these companies look for people who are, you know, they're out for social justice. They're fighting the good fight. And as soon as someone like myself or you or anyone here voices some sort of alternative opinion, however sterile it may seem, like it's already been categorized as extreme and bad, and don't talk to that person. That person's bad. They're going to be bad for sales. When the exact opposite is actually true. You know, especially when you look at all these like series coming out, like all these alternative YouTubers, you know, we've seen their channels explode and become bigger than a lot of like actual like game news channels and stuff. Like, it's an interesting phenomenon because mainstream hasn't followed it yet, but people are flocking to the alternative side of things, which is this is a good time to be a part of like something new and like big. Like, if there's a streamer or a group out there who's like looking to build, you know, like a platform, not a platform, but like a business around that sort of thing, they could do really well. You could see a lot of big names, and you're starting to see them kind of come together. But,
right. I agree. I just honestly I honestly think that, you know, people like I agree. I think a lot of people just need to understand that like opportunities, you know, equal, you know, everybody deserves opportunity at some point, but like I think people get that equal opportunities mixed up with equal outcomes. And I think that's been the biggest problem. Is like a lot of people are just confusing and conflicting that too. It's like, well, everybody should have this, everybody should have that, and it's like, no, everybody shouldn't, because everybody doesn't know what the fuck to do with it, for one. You know what I'm saying? And for two, it cheapens it for anybody else.
Yeah, when everyone's special, no one's special. Like, the reason you want to be a thing is because you're not that thing. Like, I don't want everyone. I mean, I would like for each of us to experience what it's like to have thousands of viewers on a regular basis. But like, you shouldn't be happy there. Like, you're always striving for more. You know what I mean? Like, if everyone has that same amount, well, then you're just not special anymore. You're just the same guy with 1,000 viewers. Good for you, bro. You know?
Right.
Instead,
Exactly.
we're all scraping. That's the struggle. That's what makes it feel good at the end of the day. That it hurts now, but it feels great later.
Right. The payoff. Right. The delayed gratification. Yeah.
So
delayed gratification.
All right. So I think this is pretty much a good topic to start with in this. Right. So I'm gonna switch to something on the light side. So fighting game.
You know what? Can we?
Yeah. Can we? What's up?
Well, it wasn't in the topics, but I think this is a good time to segue, because I had mentioned it in our thread about talking about Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys care if we talk about that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I've been playing it. I don't know if you guys have been playing it at all.
I've been watching.
I've been low key watching.
You know, here's the funny part
You
about
play
that.
it.
Here's the funny part about it. Like, I was at my job, you know, was doing my thing. Then someone had like box came open and Horizon, and that game was out on the PS5 version of it was. I was like, yeah, someone's gonna be mad as hell not getting that game.
Yeah.
Shoot, man.
Oh yeah, thanks. You're the best.
Yes.
No shit, hell the fuck no, because when I cannot grab that shit, because there's a wall behind me. There's a wall with like a lot of cameras lined the fuck up all the way through down.
Well, I wanted to.
Oh yeah. By the way, I kind of work around with custom border patrol, so let that sink in.
Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna leave now because I'm not gonna be an accessory to anything. I'll see y'all niggas later. I am a black man in America. I refuse. No, I'm joking. But go ahead, Shags. You were saying about the game?
No, the game is fun. You know, it's been a good time to. I've spent a good amount of time, probably about 10 hours, and I haven't gotten all that far in the main campaign. But it's there's a really, really great story in it, and a lot of you guys have seen my thread over on Twitter about this. But there's a really great story. The characters are awful. They're just not good. They say that they're good. We're told that they're good. I'm sort of disappointed in how this is all played out. I mean, the main character Aloy is she's a strong woman, as we know, and they really let you know that in this. They really let you know how strong she is. But I'll tell you, like, she's only strong because she found a device in a cave and she uses it. And through her genetic makeup, she is also great because she's a clone of someone from the past. I don't care about the spoiler because Horizon Zero Dawn is very old at this point. If you don't know the story, that's on you. But the gameplay itself, the game of Horizon Forbidden West is fun. A lot of the systems that they had in the first one, they've made better. And like the combat, the skill tree, there's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of exposition and story to be had. There wasn't a whole lot in the first one. There's a lot of little side missions you can go and like get some added lore, but this one has just a lot, like kind of explaining time in between the games and then like even past events. But you know, it's still, we're still kind of like stuck in this weird SJW territory where they're like every like woman you come across in that game is like the warrior, fighter, hunter.
Yeah.
And then every guy is like, as I have been saying, like the soggy marshmallow. Like there's no muscle definition. They're just like these throwaway characters. And like the one like really cool, strong character that existed in the game, they killed off in like 30 seconds. You meet him, he tells you this awesome story about how he was a strong warrior, and they like he went to the Forbidden West and joined this tribe against the odds and was part of this peaceful faction. And then he dies. He gets gored by a machine. It's just weird, you know. It's kind of that, like, again, that Mary Sue, like she's super powerful but has never had any real adversity. It's a bummer that such a good game mechanically suffers from such poor storytelling.
I hate that, and I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of today's games. And I will agree. I hate how they're trying to, in some way, they're trying to think they I don't know why they think that it's the same thing that's been happening for years, and it's like, no, it hasn't been, because this isn't never how a lot of games worked back in the day.
No.
Like a lot of the, like, even like, for example, like they try to put fucking Aloy on the fucking cover of a magazine, and I'm like, bro, do you not know that fucking you have Samus from Metroid? You know what I'm saying? Samus was so dope as fuck because we didn't know that Samus was a girl. You had to beat the game under a time limit, okay, in order for you to find out that Samus was a woman, okay? But until then, Samus was dope as hell. Samus was able to traverse this lonely world by herself, okay? She was able to take out Metroid. She was able to do all of these things. You know what I'm saying? The world building of Metroid. Right?
The piece she has is fucking crazy.
Exactly. The story behind Metroid is fucking ridiculous. But then you didn't even know it was a woman until, like I said, you have to have skill. You had to beat the game in what? I think about under 2 hours, I believe.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying? So, but then when you find out, it's like, oh shit, you know, damn, that's a strong, you know, that's a dope ass character. Okay, hell, even women that are, you know, that are embrace their femininity. You have women like Chun-Li. You have women like fucking you have Chun-Li, Cammy. You have who else that are characters that are like very feminine, but they will kick your ass, like Ivy from Soul Calibur. Blood
Rain.
You know what?
Blood Rain. You can name. You can name like the women in Dead or Alive.
Remember like Tifa and Aerith? Like even Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. She's like not imposing, but she was still super strong, like for other reasons.
Exactly. And people think strength is always physically imposing. And that's the
problem.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and say Masahiro Nui from from the Fate of Fury and King of Fire is pretty much it. That's one of the femininity. Like she's like kind of almost a classic Japanese beauty if you really think about it. So yeah, pretty much it. Even though she's Konichi, which is a female ninja,
matter of fact, she uses her body to her advantage. That is what she does. That's what Mai does. And it's like, and it's a running joke with a lot of characters in KOF that would literally tell her, oh, well, you dress like this. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that these SJWs would say. Oh, you dress like this. Well, why you're not really a strong character. You dress like put on some clothes, and then she proceeds to whoop their asses, and then she goes on about their day. Then she goes and chases Andy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's like it's fucking retarded.
Like by this point, bro, she already gone like you know hop on his pole,
right?
On his pole, pretty much already. So,
but like and I think Birdman mentioned Poison Ivy. You have you had Batgirl. You got who else? Like even some of the villains with like fucking Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, even though she's fucking crazy as all get out, she's fucking like she's actually strong if you let her be. Like look at how she's written. Like if you leave her alone, she's fucking dangerous.
She's one of the best. Like when I think of like strong women, I think of like that sort of like persona. Not crazy, but like women are really strong and like they're killers for different reasons, right? They're not physically imposing for the most part, and some are, right? There's some that are like before people get all up in arms. Oh my god, women like their psychological warfare is what they are good at, and that's where a lot of these like really well written characters like come from. And even someone like you go back to someone like Sarah Connor, like she had to be cunning, she had to be smart in order to overpower like the male counterparts or the the machines. Like she couldn't go toe to toe with them, and that made sense. And one of the only good movies that really illustrates that is like Atomic Blonde. That woman gets the shit kicked out of her, and she's going up against like men. Like it was a little bit more realistic of a take of someone trying to fight, a woman trying to fight, big men.
I mean, are we going to talk about Kill Bill though?
Oh,
Kill Bill was great.
Kill Bill was hilarious, man. That shit was crazy. Blood flying everywhere. Yeah, that shit crazy. Nigga chopping. I remember that scene where she chops old dude's head off. She runs across the table. You know what I'm saying? Chops the dude's head off, and just blood just starts splurting out of everywhere.
Listen, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is Lucy Liu can step on me any day of the week, and I'll be happy with life. I love Lucy Liu, man. Her damn near any role she plays is fucking badass.
Yeah.
Her and Antonio Banderas. Nah, I'm going back all the way back to her and Antonio Banderas and Ballista.
Oh wow, you telling your age, bro.
I'm interested to hear what Sylfia has to say about the like strong characters and how they're portrayed now, and like. Just, you don't have to get too explicit, but we're like four guys here saying like, oh, this is how you write strong women. Like, what about you?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys could say that because it's how you guys see it. So, I mean, seeing a strong woman, that's how you perceive a strong woman. But no, with Horizon, it's a little weird that all these women are like just these like strong warriors, and all these men are just little men.
Yeah,
it's odd to me. Like men are stronger. That's the fact. And I mean, there's been a lot of strong women over history, but now it's just kind of like shoved in our faces that women are strong.
Yeah, the only way they can be strong is to be like to physically overpower a man. It's like
which is impossible.
Well, I mean, they certainly could do it, but
they could.
Right.
But it's
a lot of people are just going in that what if territory. Like a lot of people are going into they could, You know, I think they're taking that way too far. Like they could if they do this, and it's like that's why like that. What was that movie that came out? That stripper movie that came out with Cardi B and J-Lo. That show was it P-Valley?
I
what was that?
definitely wouldn't know what that is.
Yeah,
I have no idea
It
what the
was
fuck you're
some-
talking about.
In that
I
movie.
wouldn't
I know
watch
Magic
either one.
Mike. I can
Yeah.
tell you all about Magic Mike.
Magic. I'll bet you could. I bet you could. Okay. Hustlers. Thank you, Knight. Yeah. And I was like, don't get me wrong, like that movie, like I didn't watch it because like I knew that they was going to try to take that what if factor and extend it past the realm of the possibility. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think that if you were to watch a movie like that, instead of watching Hustlers, I would recommend, it's an older movie. You got to watch The Players Club. All right. Because to me, I think one, the writing, even though the writing is still a little but like it's a lot more. It's to me, it's a lot more
into the world of
into that world that like what really could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like Diamond, the main character, when people find out that she's a stripper, she's doing that while she's doing her college stuff. They find out that she's a stripper. There was one scene where this dude, she was going to get books, and she was like, they found out, oh, you a dancer, huh? Why don't you dance for me? Dude starts taking out ones and just throwing it in her face, like why, like just throwing it, like as
and
as a
that
form
shit
of
happens
disrespect.
for real.
That's real ass shit.
Yeah.
Like that, I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw that scene, I ain't gonna lie. That shit kind of made me mad, bro. Like, and this is before I was even into working in the industry, because that was just straight up rude. The dude was just rude. You know what I'm saying? But like the whole story, like the whole thing itself, right? Like it was just fucking crazy.
Bitch ass.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just honestly, I feel like it's just a lot of people they lack storytelling. Like that's the problem with the reason why, like, that New Horizon, although it looks great, it looks fun, it looks like fun.
Yeah.
It lacks in story because it's like
pushing the narrative and lack the story. That's what the problem was.
They lack it lacks story writing, and it lacks, because to me, I feel like like a lot of these games have been doing that. Like it lacks it's preachy. And I don't need to be preached to. I don't need no subtle reminder that, oh, well, you're a man, you're weak, or, you know what I'm saying? Well, this has been happening to us for years. No, it hasn't been, because like I said, you haven't paid attention to your history. And these are people that have not paid attention to gaming history at all. Because if they did, they would actually be doing the opposite of what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? They would be embracing the dead or alive beach volleyballs. They would be embracing the blood rains. They would be embracing the Chun-Li's and stuff like that, and capitalizing on shit like that.
I'll
Because
tell you
guess
why
what?
they won't embrace blood rain. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because it's too damn dark for them.
Yeah.
And also, one more thing. You got anything to say, man?
I mean, I just see it as in. With me, I'm just here and there. So I was catching some and not catching some. I do apologize, but
you good?
With
kick him out, I can kick him out. Not playing.
Hey, look,
Shut the fuck
I
up.
apologize.
Shut
I
the
really
fuck
do.
No, I'm joking. I'm just
sitting here on
Honestly, same. We're
on the
good.
64 playing Pokemon Stadium 2, or at least trying to. But I was catching some, and then in my zone as well. So I do apologize for that.
Yeah, no, you good. No, you good. You good. You fine. You're more than welcome to add it to it. Like we do this. We do this. For those that
I'll name another strong woman, but people won't agree with it.
Who?
Junko Inoshima.
I name another strong woman. Rebby.
You don't know who that is?
Bruh.
No.
Bang bang, bitch.
Who? Wait.
Know who Junko is?
Oh, Junko. Oh, okay. I didn't catch the name.
Junko. Oh shit.
Y'all don't know who.
No,
you wanna know why?
No, Junko. No, Junko is from Danganronpa.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
The main villain.
Junko Arashima. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like it's about how it's written. Like even when it comes to villainous characters, like you got to look at how it's written.
When it was revealed that she was the villain the whole time, god damn, bro. Oh,
see, that's how you can make a strong woman, is making them like wittier, like outsmarting these men like that.
Hot.
Now you see why I like Junko so damn much.
Yeah.
She outsmarted.
She didn't do shit. She didn't do shit, but just created an atmosphere and created a whole plan to get kids to literally sit there and kill themselves, kill each other. Well, one actually killed themselves, but
what a lovely story.
What a lovely story.
I mean, you want even more lovelier. She made another group of kids literally commit suicide as tribute to being all about her.
Wow.
Dead serious.
Yeah. I mean, and that's how it. I think that honestly, that's how it should be. Like, honestly, it's strength isn't always, there's different forms of strength, right? And I think a lot of people, these SJWs don't understand that concept. Because strength isn't me. Strength isn't always mean I have to stand up to you and I can physically, Hulk over you and be this, muscle bound motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not always what strength is. And this is crazy because even with those muscle bound people, there's a weakness. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's people that are literally those that can exploit, that are good at having those people as front line. You know what I'm saying? Frieza, for example, was not physically imposing.
No.
Frieza was not physically imposing until he transformed. But we're not gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? But Frieza, when the first time you saw Frieza, all you saw was this little skinny ass nigga sitting in a little pod, and everybody else was doing his dirty work.
Yep.
You feel me? Everybody else was doing his dirty work. Now I ain't gonna lie though. I also ain't gonna lie. I thought Frieza was a woman too, based off the voice. I ain't gonna lie. When I was little, I think we all kind of had that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I thought Frieza was a woman, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then he gets out of there, and it's like, oh, it's a dude. I'm like, okay, well, all right then.
Well, his name is actually Freezer. I think is like what his name is supposed to be.
Right.
Because his brother's Cooler.
Cooler, yeah. Exactly. And then he has a little sibling named Ice Tray. So yeah. Anyway, but no, it's just like
true story.
It's all about like how it's being done, and right now, like especially when you have, I think didn't Anita Sarkeesian has something to do with that game? I hope not.
Which one?
About the New Horizon. I know she mentioned something about that whole appropriation bullshit with the whole headdress shit like that.
I commented on that too, because like you gotta use your brain for like more than 30 seconds. Like when you think of like where that game is set. Again, this is why the story of Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West is great. Because when you think of a post-apocalyptic world, like these people who are in the game, like have no real connection to like us. Like they're I think like 1,000 or more years in the future. And they're seeing like you see like remnants of like areas today. But when you think about like if the whole world had been decimated and there was nothing, and then like we started springing up here and there again, like how would it work? You'd have to totally rebuild society. And what do? Well, you have primitive weapons. And who's the strongest? Well, normally in a regular society, the men are the ones out hunting. The women are at home being the caregivers and nurturing and rearing children. That's just how it goes, right?
Yeah.
And those outfits that they're wearing, they are functional things, right? They're armor, and they're also a way to display trophies or rank if you've like cutting ears off of people, or breaking off pieces of machines, lining it. Like all of those things actually mean something in the real world. Like like not all of it is functional, because obviously creative license and all that. Like it's just low hanging fruit for these idiots that are commenting on this. They don't play the game. They don't use their brain for 1 second to think, how does this function in the world that it exists in? This is ceremonial. How it functions.
Yeah, there were certain things that were just like even in today's military, for example, there are certain things like that the chief, like the higher ranking officials that have, like when they go into like certain events, they have like things on their suits that have all those ranks that it's supposed to show rank. It's supposed to show, hey, I put in work here. I did this. This is the work I've done. You're going to, instead of me talking and telling you, hey, this is what I am. My name is this and the third. My work is right here on my chest. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. And it's the same thing. Like if people, once again, would use their brains, they would understand that. But they're so busy, and honestly, the same people that bitch about this appropriation shit,
Yeah.
You know, a bit the same people that bitch about this appropriation shit. If this shit would have happened IRL, they'd be gone.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be. Let's just call it a spade a spade. Them niggas they will be the first ones on the chopping block. They would be gone because they would sit up here and try to appeal to somebody that doesn't, you know, that doesn't have that interest. They don't care about that shit. This is why they're trying to change shit from the inside, because some of these people already know better. But that's just my personal opinion on that shit.
Yeah,
I'm just.
Well, those people will do the very thing that they're trying to call out, right? Like if the world tomorrow, like as we knew it today, was gone tomorrow, and the only thing we had was like our accomplishments, you better believe like Anita would be making some sort of like necklace to display all her awards. You're like, excuse me, you can't do that. That's appropriating. You're like, well, this is all I have. I don't have a social media page anymore. Like, exactly, bitch. Shut the fuck up and just play the game. And you know, like this is exactly what I mean. This is how you display, this is how you posture. It's called peacocking in a way, right? Like those guys wear all those ribbons to be an imposing figure in a room. This is what I've done. Fall in line, right? And you show respect to those people. It's just how it works, you know. That's how
it's supposed to work.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. And actually, the guy I was referring to in the story, in my thing, he had an awesome story because like half of his body was tattooed, and like the whole half of his body was like war tattoos for the tribe that he was in. And he was like, all these have a story. There's a reason they're here. He was like basically saying like all these things that I have on, they have a story, they have meaning. And I was like, see, right there, like if you just played the game, you would know what he's doing. And the other half was blank because he wanted to earn like peaceful tattoos or something. And I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking badass. Like, I can't wait to like hook, you know, to like be his part of his team. And then what do you know? He gets fucking gored. Like, what?
Right.
The best part of your storytelling you killed off. Like,
right. Nah, I don't. You know what? And I wouldn't blame you. And like I said, it would be. It's one thing if it was just an isolated incident. It's just like this is happening. This is no longer an isolated incident no more. Like is happening. Definitely this is happening in several games. You know, several shits being changed to modern sensibilities, and it's like it's honestly getting rather annoying because I personally enjoy the freedom of expression. Like if I don't want to be a part of a game, if I don't like something, I have every right to say, "Oh, I don't like this," and I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can move on. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you made it bad bad. You made it bad bad. Call it for what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like nowadays it's people like they're doing this thing where like if you don't like certain said thing, you know, well two what's the word? I guess two hypocrisies I'll say. Right? The first thing is, okay, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Right? Or if you don't like it, don't say nothing about it, right? Okay, that's hypocrisy number one. Okay? Because you know we have the right to say whatever the fuck we want. If we don't like something, we don't agree with something, even if it's something minor, it is what it is, right? Two, okay, if we don't watch it, if we do take them up on that offer and we don't watch, oh well, we're istophobe, we're some random or some random phobe, we're racist, we're homophobic, we're this intolerant human being because we don't speak up or because we don't participate in their said thing. So this idea of painting us this way, it does nothing for us. And these people, honestly, they need to be removed from the gaming sphere. And I'm glad that there are some companies out there that are, or some people that are speaking up. And I'm glad that there's people like for example, with that Amazon, with the Lord of the Rings, that are speaking up. I'm glad that there's, other, people are literally taking the advice, because at this point, that's exactly what we need to do.
People are just tired of having to change up their shit to fit everybody, try to make everybody happy. You're not gonna make everybody happy. You're not.
Exactly. And if you don't want, like, if you don't like something, you have a right to speak out about it. If even if it's, like I said, even if it's minor, it might be something completely, small in the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not like, I may not like, for example, Horizon because of the, a certain outfit. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of ridiculous, but okay.
Oh,
You know,
but here's the thing that trips me out. Like that one game that just got bitched about. Fuck it's called. I said I was gonna buy it too just because. Martha is dead. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me y'all really complaining about somebody cutting their face? That's what we're complaining about now.
Were they cutting the face off though? I think it's not. It wasn't just like I think
it doesn't.
No, it was
Shagsworth, you old enough to know this movie, Face Off.
Yeah,
that shit happened right then and there. They even showed the face.
Mask on.
Like,
mask on.
Come on, man. Really? It's not nothing we have not seen.
It wasn't very graphic though. That's the thing. Like I don't know. Like when it comes to I think it was a weird thing to get outraged about. I mean, I don't I don't even know if I would be like, oh, that's censorship. Like if a company made a decision to not show such gratuitous violence, I was like, I don't know. Like I guess it doesn't. I don't really have much to say on that because I don't care, I guess. But like because it's so graphic, I guess is why, you know. But like
but we look at graphic stuff all the time.
Yeah, but like
we have it in movies.
Yeah.
And everything else. That's my thing. And that's why I can understand why people are talking about, okay, y'all allow that. Y'all don't think that's okay, but y'all allow blood splatter and everything else on, say, The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay, though. You see what I mean? And my beef overall is just the fact that, okay, y'all want to sit here and buy the game. And it was literally a warning in that game saying that it was dismemberment, self-harm, and things like that in the game. They gave a warning, a legit warning. So at that point, if you knew you might be triggered by it, maybe you should consider not playing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially when they warn you if it's in the game. It's like, bro, it's like at this point.
I mean, what more do they have to do for you?
Yeah.
Like my thing is like they don't even need to do honestly they don't even need to do fucking that. Like
I'm just
the warning
tired
at the beginning.
Like making games and then people complaining about it and about having them wanting to take it out. No, bitch, that's the game. You don't like it, don't play it. Mm-hmm. You can bitch all you want about it, but they shouldn't have to go way out of their way, go all the way back to what they already implemented into the game and change it because you're complaining and it's something you don't like that they put a clear as day warning in under the title in the description of the game. So that all can see.
Right.
This is
the rating system. The rating system.
It wasn't even a rating system. It was after the rating system where it was implemented. It was the rating system. Then they gave the warning. Like, what more do you want from these people? They gotta make money too.
From me,
bro, come on, man.
At this point, it's just like
they'll go fuck all with Dead by Daylight. Man, fuck out of here, bro.
Man, Dead by Daylight.
And that's throwing people on fucking hooks.
Wait,
where's the complaint? Where's the complaining about
that? Is Martha a child?
I agree.
Is Martha a child?
The same exact way.
Martha a child for what? Wait, what you mean? What game? Oh, you talking about Martha is dead?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like if it's a brutal mutilation of a child, I don't know, man. Like I even think like, what are these companies thinking of? Like I guess why? I mean, for me, like any violence towards kids at this point, I have a very, very hard time watching. So if it's someone cutting off a child's face, even like I don't know. That just seems weird.
That's weird.
I don't know who would be comfortable playing that game if it was.
So I mean,
I don't think it's a child. No, I can't confirm nor deny that though.
Well, I mean, in the picture, it looks like a very young woman. But
hold on,
you know, like
let's see.
Maybe completely changing one version of the game to the other was an odd choice. Maybe have like a slider, you know, or a button that you can like, you know, like a lot of these games have like
take off
turn off blood, or maybe there's a I don't know, maybe that's not possible. I don't know, but the when it comes to I don't know. Over the years, I mean, I've been in some weird shit and I've written some weird shit, but like, I do have my limits, and I think to some extent, I think it's okay to like reel in the graphic violence. Like, we don't need it. Like, I'm sure, like if that's what it's supposed, if there's supposed to be a lot of blood or whatever, that's fine. But I don't know, man. It's a weird thing because it's so nuanced. Like, I think some things are acceptable, but I think other things are kind of like, maybe we should not do that.
Right. No, I agree. Like, to an extent, I agree to you, like with you. And I'm like, I think there's a lot of people aren't willing to have this level of conversation. And I think that's really what's killing a lot of it right now, is that people aren't willing to understand nuance and understand personal boundaries. Like, what's always good for you, like what's a boundary for you may not be a boundary for me, and vice
Right.
versa. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have too many people that are trying to force their boundaries on other people. And then I think that's part of the reason why you're getting this wild ass kickback. And this is on both. What I'm saying is on both sides, mind you. You have the Puritans that are trying to, trying to force this shit, and then you got those that are against it trying to force the shit. And it's like, bro, wait, can we just come to some kind of like middle ground, please? I just want to enjoy the game, within my reason, and be good with it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's at the end of the day, it's entertainment. And I had an argument with somebody somebody in my Discord about this shit. And because the dude was like, well, entertainment, they used to be preachy back in their original times, like back in the original Greece. The part of the point of quote unquote entertainment then was to talk about like social things, societal things in Greece, which is some of the things that they're trying to bring back now, like the preachy part. But I'm like, the point is you're supposed to be entertaining with the shit.
Yeah, it's okay to do that stuff, I think, but now it's like things are a little bit different because the ideas are a little different, and a lot of it because it seems to be a like going towards children, which is really twisted. Like, it's one thing to have like a weird marketing advertisement for cigarettes with a camel that's like trying to like make adults smoke. Like, I don't agree with it, but companies will do what they want, but like when you start attacking kids, like kids can't make decisions on their own. And like they need the help of an adult. And when cartoons and where advertisements are actually trying to appeal to them and push messages to them, that's when we have to start thinking. And again, the weird culture shift, the destruction of like good, healthy culture. And we saw that with like, in the past 2 years where they were like trying to dismantle like the nuclear family. Like, what's better than having a family? Like, oh no, you got to get rid of the 2-parent household. What? Why?
Right.
Is there any good reason to do that? Like, is there people here that don't want a healthy home? Like, right? If we're all sitting here saying we want to have the healthiest home possible for you and your kids, why would anyone fight against that? But people were doing it and still do it. Like, this is the weird cultural destruction that we're talking about. Like, it's one thing to push like a weird product on people, lipstick. It's another thing to tell people that, you're a strong woman, you don't need no man. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I feel that. I can agree with that.
Yeah. So,
and speaking of, can we go into this? Speaking of the dismantling, things, can we go into this Greg Abbott thing?
Well,
sure.
Hold on 1 second. I actually looked. Shags, you right about the cutting of the face part. That's actually Martha's little sister, but they don't give the age of her.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can't be totally mad for if it's like they don't specify the age, but again, the picture she looks pretty young.
But
yeah, I agree with LG. I think we should go to the Greg Abbott thing.
All right. Well,
and I'm against that shit.
All right. We'll go there. I was gonna go for the fighting game news and stuff like that, pretty much.
Yeah, let's get this heavy topic out the way, so that way we can end on a lighter note.
Yeah, in a lighter.
Yeah,
so, Greg
this is gonna
Abbott,
be interesting.
Yeah, Greg Abbott got a lot of explaining things to do. So apparently, let's go ahead. I gotta go up and pretty much get the screenshot out of the way. Shout out to Sylfia, pretty much for it. She has a screenshot. There's by and this is a screenshot of a tweet by Aaron in the morning. Aaron Trail Mom. So that's pretty. Greg Abbot has officially directed Family and Protective Service to begin investigating all trans children in Texas and prosecuting their parents as child abusers. He has also instructed all teachers, doctors, and caregivers to begin reporting any trans students they see.
It's a poorly written tweet. In my opinion.
I agree with that.
It presupposes that what's going to happen is like they're going to go around like Gestapo and like yank kids away from their families when
it's a lot of assumption.
Right, there's a lot of assumptions being made, and the thing that I certainly do not like. Well, I think he's definitely walking a tightrope here by doing what he's doing, but the thing that is really that it doesn't say it in this tweet, but really what it's doing is they're trying to keep gender affirming care out of the state, which gender affirming care is basically just saying, I believe that I'm a woman and you have to treat me as if I'm a woman and give me all medical attention based on that. So even if it goes against my biology, like you need to give me menstrual, medication. Like, well, you don't have your period. It's not like this isn't going to do anything. Just give you Tylenol or whatever, whatever it is. Like it's that crazy. Like in some instances, and this has been written about by many academics, that gender affirming care can be harmful because male biology and female biology are different and they require different things. So to that extent, they're looking at whether or not these families are just pushing this shit on their kids and saying, no, you're a girl and you're born, it's child abuse is what it is. You're mentally abusing your child while maybe simultaneously physically abusing them with medications that are not meant for them.
It's honestly disgusting.
Right. It's really bad. And again, the tweet is very poorly worded because I believe what they'll be doing is responsible. And, I'm sure they're going to be looking at things on a case by case basis. I'm sure they're going to be looking into people who are now detransitioning and who want to talk about that. That's the sort of thing that they're looking into. They're not going to go knocking on everyone's door. Hey, what are you doing in there with your kid? Let me lift up her dress. What do you got? What are you packing?
Yeah. Let me make sure. And I think at this point, I just hate that's how they're putting it, because I know a lot of people on Twitter right now that I know of. There's a lot of people that are taking that and running with it, and they're thinking in their mind that these people are coming around and doing that shit, and it's like, or that's what people are going to be doing in Texas. I'm like, that's the furthest from the truth. And the thing is, and I agree with Shagsworth. It's like, bro, like these are children. Like, can you these are kids? Let kids be kids. Like, can you imagine yourself as a child just sitting up here chilling? You know what I'm saying? Doing your thing. Okay, you over here playing with cars and trucks one day, and then all of a sudden oh, well, what's this doll thing? What's this little thing that looks like a little mini person? Oh, okay, she's got a little dress. Oh, okay, you're over here playing with that, and then you're trying to figure out, okay, you're playing with this and your trucks at the same time, and then all of a sudden, within 2-3 months, you're on an operating table, you know what I'm saying, to change your genitalia because you're playing with some damn toys, when all you are is curious. And that's to me, that's the problem. It's like people are sitting up here assuming that because you sit up here and play with, a child plays with a Barbie doll, that they automatically want to be a girl.
Right.
Which is a big big.
I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be controversial. It can prevail in the Black community too.
Yeah, but what makes it crazy? What makes it crazy is all they're doing is they're going, and these are the people that are against stereotypes now. Okay, these are the people that say they're against stereotypes now, but then they assume that because their little boy wants to play with a doll, they automatically assume he wants to be a girl. Well, that's not true.
It's not even that. The kids will speak. Yeah, the kids will speak up, because my son has said, Daddy, I'm a girl, and I'm like, no, you're a little boy, and he goes, oh, yeah, like,
yeah.
For some reason, we're giving kids like the same like rights and as adults, when kids can't even understand why it's time to go to bed. Like,
exactly.
I'm sorry, but you can't.
But why? Why do I gotta go to bed?
That was beautifully said.
I mean, it's honestly like, and my kid is 4, and he was saying that, you know, or maybe he was 3 when he said this, but you know, it took like 30 seconds of like explaining, like, oh no, you're a boy, and like even my other one, my little one, my 3-year-old now, he will use just like the wrong pronouns. So it's like, oh, he is doing this. Like these kids don't understand things. They need to be taught things. They don't need to be affirmed of their every thought. God damn, can you imagine like any parent in the chat here, like if you affirmed everything a kid believed, like you would be doing so much harm to them. Like I'm a choo-choo train.
I'm not even a parent, bro, and I could tell you that shit's even crazy. Like I could agree, and I've like I said, I've worked with children, and so like, you know, telling them sometimes you have to put boundaries. I'm like, all right, bro, no, you know, well, I'm this. Well, my mom said this, that, and the third. Okay, well, then you can play with. No, go talk to your mom. Take that over there. Over here, the rules are if you want to do something, you have to raise your hand. Well, my mom lets me do whatever I want. I'm not your mama, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't your mama. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not gonna sit up here and tell me what happens, how we do things over here.
Be like his grandma, we're gonna slap you with a goddamn flat. All right, kill it, goddamn it, shit.
My mom
man, you come in her house, she already gonna throw one at your ass.
It's just a matter, like it's a matter of children needing to understand, like there's boundaries. Like, you know, some boundaries are a little bit too much. In some cases, yes, but once again, that's not the child's fault. That's the parents' fault, because you know, parents have their own little reason for doing things. That's fine. But when you start, you know, kids do need, and I do agree that kids do need boundaries. But at the same time, when you start letting them do any and everything and let them get into any and everything,
they don't have it wired in their head that they can do that.
Exactly. And so if you don't stop them, or at least tell them, okay, look, if the reason why is when they get older, well, why didn't you let me do X, Y, and Z? Because this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's important to remember too, for, you know, this is a little late, but so people can still pull shit out of context. Yes. But like, it's important to remember that like there are cases that exist where kids understand who they are at a young age. But you need to let a kid like go through the process naturally. Puberty does a lot of shit to your brain, male and female. If once you come of age, and I think it's someone at the age of like 16, 17, 18, maybe 16, 17, 18, could make an informed decision about their sexuality and who they are. You know, I do not believe that anyone under that age is fully capable of understanding what's going on in their brain and how to act accordingly. And I sure as hell don't think anyone online has any business trying to educate your child. Your child is your child. If you end up having a child who is gay, lesbian, trans, whatever, it is on you to talk to them about that. Don't send them to some weird fucking seminar to learn about all this stuff. Like, you do your homework, learn about it. And honestly, there's not really much to learn other than to be responsible. Like, someone was asking me about, like, you know, if you had a kid who was gay, would you teach them about anal sex? I'm like, I teach them about like I understand that anal sex can be gnarly, and it could, like, if it's not like, if you don't take proper care, you could fuck yourself up. You could fuck
you really
up.
can.
Like,
that is true.
But again, it comes down to like just be responsible, you know, like know that is not meant to do that particular thing. It's meant to go out, not in. Like, so like if you could do that, if you can, again, I'm not going to teach my kid what to think. I'm going to teach him how to think. And if I can do that,
what to look at.
Yeah, it's less invasive. They can make decisions for themselves. They can feel more autonomous.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, you will never see me say, "Oh no, go talk to so and so about anal sex." Like, nah, man. Like, I don't want some weirdo on the internet or, you know, down the street talking to you about that shit.
Yeah, and even if you did send your kids off to like some seminar, they're already learned beforehand. Like, you know what I'm saying? They already know what's up. So it's like, you know, it's nothing necessarily. It's nothing new. It's nothing like, oh, well, why didn't you teach me this, that, and the third? Like, I just feel like a lot of this stuff, people like the fact that some of these people are targeting children is just like, bro.
Man, I have a girl, so I have to deal with a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally a lot of firsts.
Yeah. And can I say real quick? I just want to go ahead and go back up in the chat because it had me cracking the fuck up laughing. But what Lito said, I already told everyone my mom whooped my ass with Nintendo 64 controller. I never swore in front of her ever again. I was like, God damn. So
but that, I mean,
no,
boundary,
that's
the
the
boundary that was
Bowser out of your ass. Pretty much it.
Right.
That's what
Everyone go running when Tutu grabbed the chancla. Like,
it be like that. But then, but although some of that stuff was even though honestly some of that stuff was indeed, was a little bit overboard too. Let's just be honest. Some of that was indeed laziness because some parents were just like, oh, I said this one thing 5 minutes ago, and you may not have understood. You you're really trying to understand, and then you get slapped because you didn't understand the first time. And I'm like, okay, some of that stuff, like whatever. Some of these parents some of these parents do need a reality check. But yes, parents do need to enforce some boundaries. Yes, I agree.
You know how Rosebud is at home.
I mean, my daughter's first date is he or she is gonna get a reality check. Involve watching me at a shooting range, but that's perfectly fine too.
Riller's gonna show him his Pornhub page.
Yeah.
If you fuck around my daughter, you're gonna end up on this playlist, motherfucker.
Not the playlist, not the hub,
kids.
not the hub playlist. Not the hub.
You're gonna become part of the gore porn hit playlist.
The gore, not the gore, dog. No.
All right, my thoughts on it.
I just honestly think that people just need to just let the shit go. Like, just like people, like I literally have people mad that are like, "Oh my God, f you, George, f you, Greg Abbott, f you." I'm like, oh my God, y'all really don't know what the hell going on. Y'all don't even know.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the crazy thing is that people like if anybody were to see this part, like they probably get mad at me for it. I'm like, what are you talking about? So you advocate for what Greg Abbott is doing? Yeah, you want some random dude telling you how to groom your kids? I didn't think so either. Like, protect your own child.
Time will also tell. The important thing is like I can support. Like again, the decision to do that and my support of it is nuanced. It's not just like, oh yeah, I want him. I hope he goes to everyone's door and is like, holding them at gunpoint. No, that's not what I want. Like the people who are exploiting their children, who are actually doing harm to their children, because there are people doing that. Then I don't want. I want kids to be saved, and I think a lot of people want to understand like what's going on out there. So. I mean, it's a nuanced decision to say, and if over time we see that he's abusing it and things are getting, gnarly, I will absolutely pull my support from that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't blame him.
I don't blame you.
Exactly. If that's what that is, and I mean, I have no problems doing it either. I'm like, hey, look, I sure will pull it. I ain't agree. This ain't what I signed up for. Bye. You know what I'm saying? But the crazy thing is, there's a lot of sinister undertones. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sinister undertones that's happening right now because with that stuff, it's like a lot of people, one, they're targeting children, and there are a lot of people out there that are forcing their kids to literally do that because they said that their child said that one time that, oh, I'm a girl. You know what I'm saying? And it's not right. Like, oh well, my son at the age of 4, he said I knew he knew then. Children are smart. They
That's they know then. I've ever heard. And I hear a lot of dumb shit.
They already knew what they wanted. I'm like, no, they didn't. Your child was 4 and he was high on fucking sugar. Okay,
my daughter's 3.
Shut that shit.
And trying to fucking memorize Frozen 1 and Frozen 2 goddamn soundtrack song.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was forced to. Shags, don't feel bad.
Shag said he had to go, man. But big shout out to Shagsworth. Thank you for coming through, man. It's always a pleasure having your words. your words of wisdom from the bearded one.
The bearded
You know what I'm
one.
saying?
Yes.
The bearded one with our wisdom. He said he's gonna be back later. You're gonna see him as making an appearance on the Lord of the Rings, the new one. You know,
I
to
agree.
show them what the orcs really were like. You know, what the dwarves really were like. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if Shag was on Lord of the Rings, he would be the main character.
Yes.
I
needs
would
to be
petition
an
if he
owner.
wasn't.
I'm
I would
sorry.
petition. I will go right for. I would do the social justice warrior route, and I will petition. Like Amazon, I am petitioning you right now. Make this man the head actor, head role of Lord of the Rings right now, or I will pull my little support from you. I will never buy another Amazon item again.
Gosh,
I would go.
really?
He's lying.
That's a big thing to give up.
Tell that to these same people that make those type of requests. I will never buy another Amazon product ever again. I will never.
Proceeds 2 months later to actually buy one.
Yeah, and here's the ironic part. Like they already got your money anyway, so.
Right, so proceeds to use Twitch Prime.
Yeah,
Twitch
so
Prime.
I'm going ahead.
I can use the sub to this channel, by the way. Twitch Prime subs. Let's go. Highlight it.
Yeah, so here's the deal, though.
Sorry.
So,
Dildo?
shut the fuck up. All right. So the last topic we're gonna be talking about is the fighting game community right now. Cause let me go ahead and say it right the fuck now.
You only want to talk about this because of KOF.
Well, that and Street Fighter 6 actually, pretty much it.
That dumbass logo, that's the saddest logo I've ever seen in history. And that's saying a lot.
Me and Aki ran some good matches today.
That Street Fighter, logo is garbage, bro.
I was going through some things, okay?
I could make that logo, bro. Like, come on. Is that the best they really had to come up with?
Yeah.
Yo, that logo was trash. I heard that logo, they stole that logo from somebody else. I don't know how true that is, but I heard they stole that logo, and honestly, like with that logo, like in the terms of that logo itself, right? Like it is so bad. Like I get that a lot of people want to go that corporate route or whatever, but then it's like it takes away from what Street Fighter is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a gritty series. It's supposed to be fighting. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to give you that idea that you're supposed to be fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so why are you just going the corporate route? Why does that look like a corporate sponsored podcast? Street Fighter 6. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Anybody in this goddamn podcast right now can make a better damn Street Fighter logo than that shit that's out right now.
I'm saying, bro.
That was laziness and weak. I'm sorry, it really was.
This is why I'm Team SNK right now because of Capcom.
You was not Team SNK because of some damn logo.
Yeah, shut your ass up, Aki.
Y'all need to stop picking on Aki. Let that man go.
Bruh,
let that man go.
First of all, why y'all trying to call me out and shit and everything? The only reason why is really because of the Capcom practices, really, because what they did, Street Fighter 5. Oh my god, there are some things
I mean, if Capcom really want to make a comeback, just make another damn Mega Man game. That's $20 million right there in their fucking goddamn pocket, just off of nostalgia.
Hey, yo, they already going in the right direction, bringing back some of the other games like Darkstalkers and stuff like that.
But to be fair though, as cool as that is, I'm gonna be real, that's lazy as fuck. It's cool though, because they added rollback netcode and stuff. That shit is still lazy as fuck.
Yeah,
people rather want a actual new iteration instead of the same old content that they bought 20 years ago. Now, who bought it though? Like,
let's just be honest though. Realistically speaking, who has played a Darkstalkers game within the past 20 years? Only the people like the Darkstalkers.
You gotta damn be in your 30s.
Wait, anybody that's played Darkstalkers, anybody that knows of Darkstalkers, like legitimately, they played it in they played this in arcade. It's been arcades. Okay, we're talking arcade games. We're talking maybe more Marvel vs. Capcom. Like we're talking older stuff. Like this game, out of all the series in Capcom, this game has one of the is a cult following.
But let me counteract you though. That's like that same question can be asked about any other game franchise. Like who the fuck played Star Fox in the last 10 years? And I'm talking about not the same old Star Fox against Who the fuck played F-Zero? within the past 20 years. You know, that's like the same thing.
But people want that. That like
exactly,
actually people have asking that.
Exactly, people want a new iteration. They want something new. They don't. It's cool. It's great. This is a band-aid. They want to satisfy y'all. That's what they want. They want you to be satisfied. That's where they're going with it. It's the lazy route.
But how somebody who has an issue.
But wait, but they can also that can also go to making another one. You do know that, right? And we've seen this route happen before. Companies bring back a remake. You know,
wait a minute. Hold on, Disbearity. Let me ask you this: so if they made a Kingdom Hearts remake right now, you telling me you would not be excited for it?
Oh, repeat that, really?
Yeah. If they made a Kingdom Hearts remake, Kingdom Hearts, the original, you would not be excited for it.
I would not be. I would not be excited for it. No, because they already basically remade it. Technically, they already remade it because what they did was they lost the source code, and they to make the port. Technically, so yeah, basically
no. I mean remake as in literally change the whole game, like they did Final Fantasy VII.
Oh no, because Kingdom Hearts is perfect where it's at. I would not play it. I would not buy it. As much as I sent for that series, I will not buy it. Because, especially because if they're already changing around the core gameplay. With Final Fantasy VII, the difference with that is that they're trying to modernize it because you can't find normal copies of Final Fantasy VII throughout the wild these days. Okay? The major way you could play Final Fantasy VII is through what now? Especially the original, through PC or emulation. Okay? Or you can shell out $200 to pick up the original copies. Now, unless you already have an original, 3-disc set or whatever?
Yeah.
So they remade it to modernize and get people interested within Final Fantasy VII. Now, a lot of people had a lot of discourse about the remake because they cut some things out and it felt short to them because it was pretty short, But from what I hear is that if they wanted the entire first disc, it would have been like several parts or whatnot. So I want to say like it's a touch and base situation. But the thing is though, when it comes to especially like with games like Darkstalkers, right? People have been wanting Darkstalkers for years. They've been asking for it. Okay? They've been wanting it. All right. Now, when people ask for things, it's basically what I'm trying to say is this. They can give y'all the original Darkstalkers with net code, all that kind of stuff, right? But like I said, it's just a band-aid. Now, I will agree with LG. If they're just testing the waters to see if people are interested, then that's cool. But here's the thing, though. People have been interested for years. They've been yelling at Capcom for the past 20 years. So they're trying to take your $40 and call it a day instead of actually doing it. But again, y'all want to keep playing Street Fighter though. Their mainline series, their Street Fighter series. Well, at least I'll give SNK some props. Let me tell you something about SNK. At least what they do, they came up with Samurai Showdown, okay, a couple years back. All right, they came out with
remake. That's a remake though, very much because the thing is, like Samurai Showdown was even way before that. If you really think about it, it got five iterations. So
now you know that history.
That was the first game I ever played as a kid. I looked at Street Fighter and was like, ooh, like.
So it's just like companies, you can be satisfied. I mean, you can be satisfied with it.
Also,
it's just.
Can I throw this little fact out? There is a dude that has done the first Street Fighter actually before he went to SNK, which is reason why y'all always say, Fatal Fury is like a Street Fighter clone. Well, dumbass, because the one who did it is also have his own development game development company called Dimps. Might want to look that up.
But I just feel like when it comes to it's a whole nother conversation. It just comes when it comes to game remakes. It depends on what game, and if it really needed that remake or that H. Now, it's like example when companies do HD ports, that's just lazy because all they do is just let me high res these textures real quick, call it a day. And then they probably get that work to an intern and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they fully remake the game to a 1-to-1 ratio, like example here, Riddler, if they were to remake Darkstalkers and the 1-to-1 ratio, basically, and today's types of graphics and quality of life gameplay, I would be perfectly fine with that. Because they made changes to it and made it better.
No, they probably censor the fuck out that shit.
Well, nowadays they probably would. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Nowadays they probably would.
Capcom 3 and 4, but I agree.
You know, it's just that they're just here to satisfy people. You know, it's just a quick and easy way without having to really put up any effort. But I do know that Capcom doesn't really, as a company. I mean, in the last couple years, they made a lot of money back between Monster Hunter and Street Fighter and all that kind of stuff. Because I think back a couple years ago, anyways, they was going close to bankruptcy, if I recall. I think there's an article on that, something like that. Y'all can look up. But don't quote me on that though. So that's why Sony had to help them fund the Street Fighter 5 to be just PlayStation only and whatnot. But who knows, man? Who knows? Only the future can tell.
I mean, like I said, I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, they brought back some games that that we didn't know about. Like, for example, I never knew. Like, I knew where Jin and Marvel vs. Capcom. I just never knew what game he came from. So they brought the game back where he came from, and then they also brought back I think Red Earth. I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They brought that back, and I'm like, I've seen the game. I've never played it. So it's definitely a good way, to update and bring people up to date of, the things that's happened in the past and just put it on a platform where people can play it. So
LG,
I mean,
I'll level with you. I'll level with you. When it comes to Darkstalkers, I won't give them a pass on that. But for those other games though, I will agree. I didn't know about some of those games. I will level with you on that. Those games can come back.
They would have worked on Darkstalkers.
Now, if Darkstalkers if they would have made a new one, but I will level with you on that.
I'm serious.
You know what I'm saying? But like when it comes down to Darkstalkers, nobody knows nobody knows. Like when you think Darkstalkers, the only two people you know of is mainly what fucking
Felicity and
Felicia.
Actually,
Morgana.
There's three of them: Morgana, Felicia, and
Lilith.
Jacinto.
Jacinto, yeah, and Morgan and Lilia too. Lilia,
I know all they're from Capcom. Capcom 3.
Exactly. So when their games come, like their games that they were originally from, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. They did the same thing with KOF. You know what I'm saying? Where they took characters from other fighting games. SNK took other characters from their other fighting games, and they just made it into a thing. And then King of Fighters just happened to take over because that name just so happened to stick. It is what it is.
Man. And also, let me go and add on to the thing about it, because if you really remember, like in the first Fatal period, the subtitle was called The King of Fighters. So they just took that and made it like into its own series, pretty much featuring all the characters from the Fatal Fury series and all the characters from that Art of Fighting series into a whole damn dream match. Not only that, they also created.
You know what, Ataki, I got a question for you. You like talking about KOF so damn much. Can you just agree that the movie fucking sucked? Thank you. I'm happy. Thank you.
If you talk about the live action, though, oh my god.
Yeah, that live action movie was some shit. Dead or Alive wasn't no damn better either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
What do you mean, bro? Those are classics, bro. You can't hate
that shit was
man, the Street Fighter live action movie was pretty bad too.
Yeah.
Hey, but those are classics that we all love to enjoy.
It is. But you know what? And even you know what? I will say this: original Mortal Kombat movie was cheesy as hell. But you know what? It was better than that series that they tried to put out. That series
is horrible.
That they put out recently. I'm sorry. Whole bunch of shit that didn't make sense in the fucking new one that they did, and I'd rather watch even the second one. The second Mortal Kombat movie was worse than the first one. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will tell you that. But I'd rather watch that than that new one.
My thing is that when people go outside of the lore to do stuff, that's when I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
House of the Dead, that was a masterpiece, yeah. True. But yeah, like, and also let's also say that besides the Capcom 5 collection, Blaze Blue, Cross Tab Battle and Blaze Blue, I think Central Fiction is now getting rolled back netcode. Finally, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, y'all forgot about those games, really? Don't you, Arc Systems? Like, Jesus.
Like, them niggas don't even play them games. Like, who what?
Like,
ain't nobody
the
touched
shit.
Ain't nobody touched the Blaze Blue game since fucking what DBZ came out.
I just played Cross Tag not too long ago. Don't do Blaze Blue like this.
I'm talking in the grand scheme. Like, no, for real. Like, Cross Tag is. I'm not saying these games aren't bad, but I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, like nobody's really like Blaze Blue is definitely has their popularity hasn't been up there.
You on that.
Yeah, it's got to a point where you gotta find a Discord for players who actually play the game, pretty much it.
And then the people that do play the game in those Discord servers will whoop your ass in 2 seconds. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Oh, bro.
Terumi players, hello.
Oh, trust. Even playing online, like it's the same. Like, nah, I just caught on like not too long ago just to keep up. But yes, playing online, it's horrible. In 2 seconds, game.
Damn, like nigga, I didn't even know that shit can combo. Like, what the fuck? Touch of death, like you just when you start learning about touch of death combos and shit. Like, damn, but no, I'm like, honest, like, you know, within the fighting game community itself, like, honestly, a lot of people need to. I think we have too many people in the FGC. And matter of fact, let me get on cam for this one because I have to grab me something to eat real quick. I'm sorry.
Actually, the Lara Croft movies, Tomb Raider movies were not bad.
I ain't seen them actually.
You haven't? How have you not seen an Angelina Jolie?
You're a Tomb Raider fan, Aki.
That's terrible. And Angelina Jolie is in it, bro. What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, you talking about Angelina Jolie? I seen those. I'm talking about those.
Oh, he said.
I'm talking about the most recent ones.
Oh, the recent one wasn't bad, but it's not good either. It was kind of like a good flick, you know, sit down and just watch it.
Yo, I honestly,
it's something I would fall asleep watching.
I will put it like this: like when it comes down to like a lot of the stuff that's popping off in the FGC right now, I think we got too many. It's the same thing with like a lot of these other communities. We got too many people that want this instant gratification shit, right? And out of I play a lot of games, right? I play a lot of different genres of games, and I will tell you, out of all the genres of games, fighting games are the hardest, right? For a plethora of reasons, right? The fact that not only you have to like get everything, tighten up everything, your play style, you have to know what the other character is capable of, right? And just to be able to compete in a high level takes a lot of work, right? It takes hella work.
We speaking on competitive games, right?
We're talking FGC. I'm talking FGC. The reason why like a lot of I think a lot of the problems in the FGC is you know, FGC is like the hardest, like fighting games is like the hardest thing ever, right? Because it requires you to best yourself, right? This is not like fucking I say this all the time. It's not like Call of Duty. It's not like Phasmophobia. It's not like League of Legends. It's not like all of these Overwatch, where you can do good or do bad and your team can carry, or you know what I'm saying, or your team can tank you, whatever. You can blame your team. With fighting games, it's all you. Right? It's all you. It's no, if you lose, you lose, right? Now, there are some times where people do cheat. Like that's what we're not talking about, people that want to cheat. Okay, fuck them niggas. Period. And that's on any game console, any game genre, whatever, right? We're not talking about them niggas. Okay, we talking about if cheaters weren't involved, you have to look at your skill set, period, versus playing on a team in Call of Duty or any other competitive game. If you don't do, or if you don't know how to punish properly or whatever, you can run the risk of losing a match. Okay, and that's nobody's fault but yours. And I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest problem with a lot of people that don't realize when they come into these fighting games. It's like, oh, well, I button mash, I do this and third. Okay, that's cool. We're not saying that you can't come in here, But what I'm saying is when you don't put in no effort, or when you sit up here and do all this extra shit and you complain about shit that's been a staple of games for years, you know what I'm saying? And then turn around, you get shit catered to you and you still don't participate in the games, we got a problem. Money ain't in the past 5-10 years, we've seen more fighting games with auto combos. Okay, which I don't have a problem with because it is what it is, right? That's your thing.
I
right?
actually have a problem with that with Tekken.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you knew that though.
Exactly. See, even with auto combos, it still doesn't. You still have to. There's still work you have to do.
I mean,
with
like,
it.
well, put it like this: like with auto combos, is like I don't like it either. But sometimes, it's one of those mechanics. Where
It feels good to turn
somebody to use it. You know,
it feels good to turn your brain off about a split second and actually be able to do it. Okay, let's just be honest. Like KOF 15, right? It has auto combos, and it even has auto combo options. Like, okay, you can do different things with auto combos, right? The issue is it doesn't do as much damage. Now it does damage, but it doesn't do as much as if you were to dial in the combo yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you were to figure out the exact same moves, you know what I'm saying, and string them together, you would more often than not do more damage by itself,
especially
than you would the regular, than a dollar combo basically. And Tekken shows you sample combos, and we're not talking about those. Like that's different. That's not auto. Those are ones
you still got to put them in.
Yeah. So you still got to enter those. Now auto combos for the most part they do less damage, and it's just the idea of to get you to see what your character is like. Okay. Period. Now, if you can win with that, if you can, you can win with it, you might be able to impress your little low skill homies or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your little friends that, that don't play the shit. They can, bow down to you and revere to you as the holy grail of fighting games. Okay, but to somebody that plays the shit, you gonna get your shit rocked. Okay, they go see that auto combo. That you might get them once or twice with that shit, but after that, that shit's going in the trash, bro. Okay, and when you get, and that's the other thing, when you get beat badly like that, because you don't know how to do anything else, it makes you want to quit the game or get better. Like, cause you like, well, damn, I'm doing all this work and somebody else just mollywop my shit. What do I do? So do I either get better or do I just leave the game all entirely? Now, notice I didn't say take a break, because there's, sometimes, you get a little whatever, you want to take a break. Fine, cool. But like with fighting games in general, like we got too many people that are just sitting there. Oh, we want this. Oh, we want this. Why are these characters looking like this? Why are these characters are, to kind of go back what Shagsworth was talking about earlier. These characters are racist. Do you not realize Street Fighter, like the whole Street Fighter series, these characters are based off of stereotypes. Yep. That's how they got people to get their game. That's how you have people that are recognizable in your game. Because you realize, oh, well, Chun-Li, for example, oh, she uses kicks. Why? Why does she use kicks? You know what I'm saying? Because her legs are open. Her legs are open. Like if you look at like from a design perspective, look at where they put the emphasis on her, like from her legs. So, like you look at, okay, her legs, basically her outfit, the outfit that she has is blue. Then her legs are a different color from her arms. You know what I'm saying? Which makes her kick stand out. You notice her arms are smaller, but her legs are bigger. Why? Because that's what she uses. You know what I'm saying? And yes, stick thighs do save lives too, but they also can destroy motherfuckers. Ask Chun-Li. All right. But you know what I'm saying? So like it's also like design choices. Like, for example, bigger characters like Potemkin. You know what I'm saying? Big characters like Jack, Potemkin. Who else is pretty big? Gigas. Who else? God dang, I can't think of some big burly ass dudes. Okay, you notice their arms or their legs are big, but their heads are small. And it's not just because of this, like some of it is partially design choice, you know what I'm saying? And also system limitations back in the day, but also some of that was to show that with those limitations that, hey, we got to show what our character can do without telling people. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people that are right now that are in this fighting game community that are like, that are not understanding what's going on, they just, first of all, they need to either ask questions or sit down and shut the fuck up at this point, because I'm not here for, like the sensibility shit. Well, all these girls look attractive. These girls look like this. Well, guess what? Most of the people that play these games are men. People have had a whole fit about fucking Dead or Alive and that core values bullshit. Ever since then, Dead or Alive went downhill because of that shit. Like, don't get me wrong, Dead or Alive 6 looks great graphically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It looks great on a graphic level. But gameplay wise sucks. The costumes aren't that good. I still play 5. And not to mention the modding on 5 is way better anyway. So let's just call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? So we got too many people right now that, like, with this whole social justice bullshit that's going on in gaming, it needs to stop. It needs to, like, we need to start kicking back on these niggas, because, like, honestly, people that want to sit up here and complain about shit that's in fighting games, bro, you would have no idea how much work that shit takes, bro. Like, some of these folks will never know how much work it takes for Street Fighter 4 to do 1 frame links. Like, some of these new cats don't even know what the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and also let me go ahead and say this also, like, King of Fighters 15 pretty much shit about that. Like, that's this, like, here's the thing I don't like about this too, as also it might be related to what you say, is like this, it's like everybody pretty much be saying like KOF is hard. Okay, KOF is not like your usual fighting game. You have to learn to do neutral at half the time, pretty much it. You have to learn at the time how the timing of your inputs.
That's why I like playing fighting games with delay, because that helps me with timing, especially like in training or whatnot. So like so when I practice a combo, I keep doing it, and then I start to learn. Then when the internet, is good or decent or whatever, it gets easier each time.
Yeah, that's one thing about it, and that's one thing is like people have to understand that. Now, I know many people for who get into KOF is just like KOF 15 is their first game, and I would say for how the game is right now, I would say it's a good introduction into it. But also, I would tell them to also play the older games to get a bit of a feel for how the series came to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the feel of it, so you could get like, okay, now I see how KOF is, despite all the facts that SNK has went through a whole lot of bullshit, including people don't know this, but during the time when SNK versus Capcom and Capcom versus SNK was made, both of those games was made during at the time way back in 2000 and 2001. I think 2000 and 2001, pretty much it, respectfully. Thing is that Capcom did something that soured the relationship with SNK, and that's why you didn't get no SNK versus Capcom 3 or Capcom versus SNK 3, pretty much it. You will never see that shit again, and that's one thing. And it sucks because those crossovers between those two was good, because remember when I mentioned someone Takashi, I think Takashi or something like that. There was a guy who worked on the first Street Fighter for Capcom before he moved to SNK to go ahead, and then he had a hand in creating Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, and more SNK titles, pretty much it. Mostly known in the fighting game genre, pretty much. So that's one thing for sure. But I feel like when people trying to come in trying to regulate shit in the fighting game community, they ain't have no goddamn rank. They need, like you said, they need to shut the fuck up and realize there's levels to this shit. You ain't Justin Wong. You ain't Punk the God. You ain't pretty much Kizzy K's ass anyways. Hell, y'all ain't Maximilian anyways either. Or Rupa Monger. We can name some motherfuckers around here.
True.
Like,
I mean, but here's even with them though, like even with those people, like that's the other beauty of fighting game is it's like anybody can beat anybody at any given time. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people now give Justin Wong unnecessarily flack, for that one moment. You know what I'm saying? For that one moment of
Evo.
for the Evo moment. Yeah, that the one which honestly, let's just be honest here, on some real ass shit. That was actually a dope ass moment. Okay, it was. Okay, I don't care what nobody says. If y'all don't know what moment I'm talking about, Evo moment number 37, one of the biggest moments for fighting games ever, especially from a defensive standpoint. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people now have been trying to get into that, but I'm like, you don't realize, like, honestly, with fighting games, it does show that anybody could get it. You feel me? Anybody could win. Anybody could do their thing. You know what I'm saying? As long as you put in the work. And that is the biggest problem. Like, I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of people are not getting, is the putting in the work part. Like, Punk has put in the work. All of these people that you named legitimately put in work and are good at what they do. Maximilian, who I've had the pleasure of meeting some time ago with the KI World Cup. You know what I'm saying? It, how do I put this? Like, they're like, these people are people at the end of the day, and they do their little thing, and it's like anybody could win if you are consistent and put it in the work. You can make it, and that's the bottom line. That's one of the things why fighting games are so rewarding, is when you are able to put in that work, when you are able to say, hey, look, I'm able to participate in these tournaments on a regular basis, and I consistently get. You may not consistently win every tournament, but if you consistently get hit top 16 or top 8, then to me, that's an accomplishment within itself. Right. Because there's a whole lot of people, especially with the advent of online, that are playing these games. So for you to consistently get these numbers in a tournament setting, which is different than a regular casual setting or online, regular online play, that's, on a competitive setting, then yeah, that's something that's worth bragging about. You know what I'm saying?
And also, let me go and say, speaking of Justin Wong, like last year, he did a goal of winning 100 fighting game tourneys, online tournament tourneys, and he did it. That's crazy. Yeah. That is fucking crazy. And this guy has been playing KOF, has pretty much it. He has been good with it and everything whatsoever. So hell, he went against some of the best players in there, pretty much it. Like, real talk. Like, I think he went to Exile High. I think so. I think he went against him. And that dude, she's a fucking Christ. He's a great KOF player, like, especially in the older games. Right. So, and that's one thing for sure, for real. But I just look at it this way. Like, I'm liking what fighting games is at now. Right now, KOF is kind of really much. Yeah, it's really good. It really was I would say it's a success. And with the roadmap that's already, and the funny thing is, you don't hardly see like fighting games give you the roadmap what they're gonna be doing already. Like, they already gave what the next two DLC teams are, Team Garo and Team Southtown, pretty much it, which is gonna be Garo is gonna be B Jeanette. Gato is back. Last time we seen him was back in KOF in 11. And also Rock Howard, he was in 14 as DLC as well, pretty much. So as for teams out from Southtown, you got Geese Howard, he been in the 14. Billy, last time he was I think he was not in 14. He was in 13 though. So. He was in 13 though. And Ryuji was in also DLC in 14 as well. So definitely much it. So seeing him back is crazy with his crazy ass. So we got two teams. Now we don't know what the other ones is going to be coming each season throughout the whole year. So all over this year. So with that being said, like, you don't see that much for SNK, but that's the thing about SNK is that they all pride quality with their games. Pretty much it. Yeah, you might say some things they could improve on, but you gotta think about it, they're not a big company as Capcom, so you gotta
Right.
give them.
At least over here, anyway.
Capcom's not big anymore either. They have to get extra funding. They just luckily they make the funding back with Monster Hunter and Street Fighter right now.
Street Fighter 5, yeah, and the World Cup and all that stuff, the World Tour that they're doing. But I mean, honestly, I think fighting games are in a good spot. Kinda. I mean, it's good that people are more opening up to more coming over here. Like I said, I just don't want. I don't want the people that are coming over here to just. They need a reality check. You know what I'm saying? Like the people need to come over here to reality check. And if for somebody that comes and tries to ask me, oh well, what about you? This, that, and the third. You're more than welcome to tell you, like, check me. Like I tell folks, I'm not claiming to be the best, but at least I'm solid enough to know that, like, especially if I'm on my shit, you're not gonna touch me. Like, you're not gonna beat me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, we run a few sets. Okay, you might get a win or two. It is what it is.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm gonna get that dub at the end of the day, and and I'm gonna talk my shit, and you gonna sit up there, cry like the little bitch you are, and keep moving. That's it. Like, don't come in here and thinking that you run something when you don't. Like, you don't have any. Like, I don't mind new people coming into a fandom, and that's one thing that we kind of talked about before, like with gatekeeping. Like, I don't mind new people coming in. I encourage new people, and I think a lot of the fighting game community people are encouraging. It's just that a lot of people need to understand that, especially with this genre, it's a super competitive genre, and if you can't back up the shit that you talk, then you're going to get made fun of. Like if you are consistently losing, and you over, especially if you over here talking shit, you know what I'm saying, and you're consistently losing, and you over here completely talking. I'm not dropping names. We know who we know one that always thinks they up here, that thinks they're a god, but really a fraud. And I'm not. We that's the only hint y'all gonna get from me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god!
And we got too many people that do that shit, and then they get mad when they get caught out, or they doing all this extra shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
you could send it to me in the DMs. So
I just gave you the hint.
Oh, if it's called, does it have baby in the name?
Well, no, that too, but I wouldn't talk about that one too, but that person too. But I said the key word. I said somebody that's thinking that they're a god when they're really a fraud. That was the hint.
Oh, LTG.
Okay.
Thank you, LT. You're not LT.
I'm not saying nothing.
He didn't want to drop any.
I said I wasn't gonna do it. That's what I said. I wasn't gonna do it right now because I ain't got time for it.
But Aki did it for you though, so it's all good.
Yeah. So blame Aki. It's all Aki's fault, y'all. Just tell Aki to play him in KOF 15. You get your free 10 wins on me. How about that?
Wow.
I'm joking. All jokes aside. But let's go ahead and let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up, man.
Yeah. So that will be it for.
I appreciate y'all
for this episode. I would like to say thank you very much to everyone coming through and everything. We will be back in the next 2 weeks, so for more topics and everything. Also, if you are, please follow us on Spotify and YouTube and pretty much it. We do have the episodes up there, so if you have missed it and whatsoever, so this will be up real soon. So be on the lookout for more details on that. Also, before we do go, I'm gonna start off and say that I might be thinking about making Stream Tape 3.
Nice, go ahead, do it.
And also Animix's Volume 4. And Oriental Life 2 as well. Because I'm gonna be making 3 tapes pretty much. Now the thing is that as far as the Stream Tape 2, I'm probably gonna just slim it down to 15 tracks.
Okay.
So pretty much I'm not doing 40 no more. Hell the fuck no. That shit was stressful as hell. Never again. All right.
And speaking of which, y'all don't know me. Of course, I'm Disbearity. I'm a graphic artist. I do artwork and graphic work. If you're a content creator or whatever, and you need emotes, graphical overlays, anything. Basically, I do anything. I'm jack of all trades. I do transitions. I do call to actions for you. So if you take content creation seriously, you need somebody to commission, hit me up. I have a commission sheet if y'all ever want to see it. And pretty soon I'm going to have my art streams back up and going too. So I'll be doing work on that.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I'm also going to be doing that. And also, I'm also going to, I already called out all the Twitch music producers anyways, but I see they're scared as fuck. So I understand though. We get pretty much it.
We're using the correct hashtags now.
Yep. We're using the red hashtags too, and people want pretty much they want to respond. So okay, but my thing is though I might be doing some music projects very soon. So so be on the lookout for that, and also we're also gonna be doing some KOL content as well. As well, and doing probably some retro gaming series. So I'm probably gonna be starting with some Need for Speed shit, cause
Aki, I'm gonna edit our video. I'm gonna send it to you. I want you to upload it since you're doing King of Fighters content. Don't worry, it's just our set. It's not gonna have any funny things in it. It's just content.
Yeah, got you. Fair enough.
But I don't do the King of Fighters content. There you go.
Now, let me see what else I got. Well, before I head out, because I'm gonna head out and take care of some stuff. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of things content creation wise. I've been working on some things for content. Been working on one of the things I work on. Y'all know I got some more real talk stuff coming on my YouTube, and then also I'm gonna be doing some gaming stuff on there as well. I think one of the topics I might talk about is the a lot of the people that were complaining about the that the Black Brilliance carousel thing on Twitch. I'm gonna kind of be like I told you so on that shit. Maybe I don't know yet. That's a possibility. But I know for right. I think I will, sir. And then if I do, that's if I decide to do it. I may do like I also been working on Patreon. So it's like I have like a little diary or of some of my thoughts, or some of the videos like in a more calmer tone, so that way people can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Versus because when you're doing these live videos, sometimes emotions get everywhere and distractions happen. So sometimes things get lost. Sometimes things get lost or a conversation goes left. You know how that goes. Especially when you're doing it live. So, try to stick to the points, and then, somebody's like, well, what about this? And then you kind of get caught up in that. You know how content creation is. Especially live content. So I do have a Patreon that's right now it's open to the public until I start getting my first few patrons, and then we're gonna lock that bad boy up and go from there. And then I also have Dynasty Dime stuff. For those that don't know, I have that's part of the Dynasty Network. Dynasty Dimes is my NSFW stuff for all y'all degenerates out there. You know what I'm saying? That like a little bit of TNA. You feel me? I'm gonna be working on some stuff. I'm gonna try to talk to a couple of more content creators for the Strip Club Chronicles. We're gonna see how that works. Like I said, that's gonna be few and far between, I guess, depending on who I'm able to get to talk to. Yeah. So, but I am doing that. Our Reddit page just hit 200 followers on the Reddit. Yeah, we're getting people on the Instagram. I'm also working on the Twitter as well. So I think we just hit 100 on Twitter recently. Yeah, so let's get those numbers up over there. For those that like that NSFW stuff, all that stuff. Hurt people to migrate into Fan House.
Fan House is SFW though.
Yeah, I'm about to say because they can't pay people if they do SFW not non-safe for work stuff. Fansly is another. Fansly is the one that they go to. I may do Fansly, but I think the way that works is that you have to be the one creating the shit. I think.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, which I do create it, but I'm not like physically in it, all the time. You feel?
Really got anything to post up?
Oh yeah. Y'all, as always, do check out my YouTube channel as I am always putting out content. I'm actually working on finishing Other Side as we speak, actually. In the meantime, currently I am on Tales of Symphonia. I actually just got out of the Tower of Salvation. I'm actually on the, I guess you can say, the second half of the game now. But I'm actually really enjoying that game. Actually, I'm enjoying both. I'm not gonna lie. I actually have new content up on my Pornhub as well. Like legit, no questions asked. I actually plan on doing other stuff for it as well, going forward. Once I get everything, settled down and everything else with the job and what exactly I'm gonna do. Also, yeah, I am not leaving the podcast. I actually got a schedule that can work out everything else in regards to that. If anything, I'll have more time during the week for more stuff. So that works too. Also, do give both my Twitters a check out.
Same.
Both, I will tell you now, my main one and my NSFW one is two totally separate content in regards to how I go about things. That is very true. If you have any questions or concerns, as always, I also do have a curious cat. That is all in my link tree on my Twitter, on both my Twitter bios. That's it.
To reiterate on me, by the way, y'all, as you guys know, I don't stream on Twitch or do content on Twitch, but I do content on YouTube Gaming, and and soon considering doing some content for Trovo as well. So if you guys want to check that out, I also play a lot of RTS games, a lot of strategy games, and also JRPGs and RPGs. So if you guys like the newest Total War Warhammer 3, I play that. If you guys enjoy Fallout, I play Fallout. I'm a big Fallout, Kingdom Hearts, Total War fan here. So that's the kind of things you guys want to see. Definitely come on through. I live stream over there as well. You guys can catch my live streams every Thursday through Friday. I'm sorry, scratch that, Thursday through Saturday, and sometimes eventually it's going to be on Sunday. I usually stream for about a good 2 to 4 hours. And we're all here to have some growth, So if you ever do stop by, watch videos, definitely consider criticizing my videos. I always want to improve what I do, improve my craft, and I can't improve unless you guys criticize. And that'll be very much appreciated. If you have the time to if you're cleaning up your house one day, want to listen to a video of mine or whatnot, definitely go ahead and do so. But again, I appreciate y'all. 100.
Yeah.
All right, and
I need to finish working on the song too, by the way.
Said also one more thing. LG's also working on his Divas Cup series as well.
Yes.
Me and Narilla were the guest commentators of it, and so all I'm gonna say right now,
it's gonna be crazy.
It is crazy, and it's gonna be hilarious. So that's gonna be on the lookout for that as well on his channel as well. But
yes, that's gonna be on my channel. And I need y'all to give me your intros too, by the way.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's what one of the things I've been waiting for too. So I was just like, where's that?
Yeah. But other than that, we are out of here. So then thank you. By the way, thank you very much to Sylfia and also to TheShagsworth for coming as well. Being here as well, pretty much. Go follow them both on their Twitch. But we're out of here. See you later. This is the All Out Podcast, episode 9 of the second season. So with that being said, see y'all next time. Peace and blessings to you all. And remember, be great and be safe and work hard and work smart.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Get out. Leave. Move. No.